We might be at the point where superhero fatigue is upon us because Demon Slayer Infinity Castle is the first Japanese anime film to surpass all the other comic book movies from the US. And what this tells me is there's some issue with the superhero industry, in my personal opinion. We've had what, 20 plus years of superhero movies? I would say 20% is on the superhero genre as a whole because there's been so much content that I believe people have walked away. The other factor is streaming. You can't ignore that because people are like, you know what? I don't want to pay so much to go see a movie, costs a lot of money. So I'll wait till it comes out and streaming is going to be cheaper. So I would say 20% of that is on streaming. And the 60% is the woke content. Now, for the record, Superman, Fantastic Four First Steps, were not woke to me. Even Captain America didn't appear as woke. But the quality of these movies, when it comes to Captain America, it was okay. I didn't like the fact he talked down Red Hulk because it makes you less believable. I would love to see Sam Wilson take the serum so he can be stronger and makes it more believable to defeat these overpowerful bad guys. And that would be great, but it seems like Marvel doesn't want to do that. And Superman was mid to me. Now, when it comes to James Gunn's movies, I still want to see him make more movies because I want to give it a chance. I don't want to say, oh, everything's going to be funny and comical when he's already said he's going to have different tones. James Gunn did say that himself. And Clayface, I'm very intrigued by. It's supposed to be more of a serious film. And if you ever saw the Batman animated series, Clayface was a really cool episode because you saw the background, how he's in Hollywood. He had his struggles and he became Clayface. Really cool stuff. And you look at Fantastic Four First Steps, I loved it. But the problem is when it comes to Marvel, they've made a lot of mistakes ever since they finished Endgame with characters you don't care about, woke stuff, and not all their movies, but a lot of their stuff, and characters that are mid or C-list characters that we don't care a lot about. So there's that going on. Is superhero movies going to die out? I don't think so. I think that's a bit naive in my personal opinion. I think they're just at a point where they need to look at their budget, bring that down because Demon Slayer had a budget of $20 million. So they made a ton of profit off this movie. And I didn't see a lot of marketing for it. The reports of Superman is the budget is at $225 million, but it doesn't include the marketing costs, which could be as high as $200 million. We'll see about the reports. It's a lot of speculation right now. Fantastic Four's report is around $200 million, but it could be as high as $350 million because of reshoots and marketing. So we'll see what gets reported and the budget costs for these movies. They usually release those reports after a year. So a lot of speculation, but Superman 2 is coming out. I still want to give James Gunn a chance because I want to see if he can build out a really good universe. I know we've seen channels out there like Harsh Critics, and I like some of his content. I just don't agree with it restoring the Snyderverse, in my personal opinion, because Snyder had his chance. Look, I enjoyed Man of Steel, but I didn't like Batman versus Superman. I thought it was very sloppy and it was all over the place. And in my opinion, they should have had a Superman sequel, not have Batman fighting him, and have a Batman standalone movie. And that's what James Gunn's trying to do. Just like with Marvel, they had the heroes with their own movies and they formed a team as they built the universe. So I want to see what James Gunn does next. Look, you can have a bad superhero movie. Even Marvel had their bad ones, and they still built the universe with Thanos. I at least want to see how this all plays out when it comes to James Gunn. I know people are talking, oh, it's all comedy, it's all fun and games. Let's see how it all happens. Now, the lighter tone of Superman, if you go watch the animated Superman series, you notice that it was very upbeat, very positive. The only issues I have with the Superman movie itself, it felt like I was jumping into season 5 of episode 10. And I would like to see some more character development, some background stories on Superman. That's just what I wanted. It doesn't mean that James Gunn can't improve on these things because I believe he will. And don't make Superman get beat up a lot. That is another problem I have with the film. The casting is great. I love the casting and it has potential. The Lex Luthor scenes where he's like R2B2, where he was controlling the villains, I was like, that got annoying in my opinion. But at the end of the day, I still want to see how it all plays out. I'm not the type of guy who is going to say everything's trash with superhero movies. That's not realistic because we have Spider-Man Brand New Day coming out next year, which I'm excited for. And Avengers Doomsday, which is sounding like they're going to do like a soft reboot and they're going to start all over. We'll see. Fingers crossed. But right now, the superhero industry, like Marvel Studios and DC, need to evaluate where things are and lower those budgets. You don't need these expensive films coming out because Demon Slayer just showed you can be cheap and make a good product. The reason why anime is blowing up is because there's an audience for everyone. There's content for everyone to tap into. If superhero movies and shows can get back to a point where they make content for everyone, not just a smaller audience, like the woke stuff we've seen over the years, the MCU stuff, then they're getting a better place. Again, like I said, I want James Gunn to do well. I hope it continues to get better. And I'm intrigued by some content and some films coming up for James Gunn. Look, the comedy stuff didn't really hit for me for Superman. It doesn't mean like it's all over. I want to give it a shot. So I just want to make sure I preference that. All in all, when it comes to these movies, we'll see if the superhero industry can learn some things and bounce back. I think they will. I just think the content you'll see less of, and we'll get better films in the future. I'd rather be hopeful than be all down and out. That's just how I am. Hope you guys enjoyed this video today. I'd love to hear your thoughts about Demon Slayer outperforming Superman, Fantastic Four, and Captain America. What are your thoughts about these results? Do you agree or disagree with what I had to say here? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you on the next one.